And I remember one night I laid down and I cried really hard. And I was like, God, this is just not it. I just know there's something more out there. And I woke up the next morning with this idea in my head.
I have chills.
I did too. I literally just got chills. Like, Hey everybody, we're back here at day 2 of YWLS. Great day so far.
Great day so far.
Who did you like hearing yesterday speak?
Dana Lesh.
Yep.
She's always my favorite.
Yep.
And she had her, I want to say her oldest son walk her out on stage. She had one of her sons walk her out on stage. Because at first I was like, who's this guy escorting
How
Dana?
sweet.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was, yeah.
I love that. You know, that lady is like one of the hardest working women in the world, because I swear I was like momming hard at this conference yesterday between sets.
Yes, you were.
I ran up and bathed the kids. I got them dinner fed. I put my daughter down, and then my husband happened to have like Tucker Carlson. And I'm like, she just got off stage and she's on Tucker Carlson right now because they were doing a big, talking about all the proposed gun control legislation and stuff. And I was like, that lady just she doesn't quit.
No.
So, that's awesome. I heard it was really good. But we are so excited because we have more amazing guests.
So many great guests coming.
And today we have the founder and creator of Hope Beauty, Miss Hope Harvard. How are you, Hope?
I'm good. I'm
Welcome
great. I'm
to
so
the
excited
show.
to be here.
Us
Thank you for
too.
having me.
I have followed you and your brand for quite some time now, and it's so exciting to see where you're going. You have a very unique spin. Like, tell us about your company and what you're doing.
Well, thank you. So all of the products are inspired by different women of the Bible. So the products tell their stories through the different colors. Like Rahab, the lipstick I'm wearing right now, is inspired, or it's Rahab red, we like to say, because she had a red scarf that she let down over the side of the wall of Jericho. And that was her bold act of faith, where when everyone else in Jericho was turning against God, they refused to believe in him. She was the one person in the entire city that said, no, I'm going to believe in this God and I'm going to help Israel take over this city. And so she let down her red scarf over the side of the wall and let the Israelites in, the spies in.
Love that.
So, I would hope that one day, girls are out at lunch and, like we do, we eat and talk and then we reapply, and we're always asking each other what we're using. What lip gloss is that? What shade is that? And instead of having to say something that is inspired by porn, like everything else in those mainstream media or mainstream stores today, because y'all know, we all know how bad it gets sometimes.
I think I have an eyeshadow palette, and I get a little embarrassed to say, like, what color am I? Oh, I'm wearing that color too.
Yeah.
I never thought about that, though. Like, I would probably never just tell somebody what color that was,
right.
But that's
it's
funny.
A little embarrassing. Like, kind of just makes your cheeks blush just a little bit. But, you buy it because it's beautiful and you want to wear it, but it's not beautiful on the inside. It's not a reflection of what your heart is. And I think that just like our clothes, our makeup should also be an extension and a reflection of the beauty that Jesus has already placed in our hearts. And so I would hope that this would become a little doorway for girls to share the gospel of someone, who's come from a horrible background, or maybe they've never experienced the Bible in such a tangible way, or they've never heard these stories before. And somebody pulls out their Rahab or their Mary or Sarah or Esther, and they
what
get
color
to
is
see,
Esther? That's my favorite story in the Bible.
She is a bronzer because the king handed her the golden scepter, and she's actually a radiant sticks because the Bible says her faces are radiant, never covered with shame. And we're actually selling them this weekend. They're exclusive to the Young Women's Leadership Conference. So
I'm going to come get some.
Yes,
come
get some and check it out.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love the story behind that.
Thank you.
I think it's so important to, I feel like nowadays too, everyone is looking at brands and really trying to see, do they align with my values? Because they want to put their money towards something that I feel like they're working hard for their money. So let's put our money towards something that means something and something that they can support. So I love that about your brand.
Thank you.
That's a lot of thought. I'm a branding girl. I love stories. I think telling story through your brand is the most important thing that you can do. And you've put a lot of thought into every single product. How long did this take you? When did you start? When did you get the idea? And then how long was it until you actually brought it to market?
So it's actually a crazy story. I worked in the Trump White House for about 3 years, and I moved home. Like, I flew out of there like a refugee trying to get out of DC.
I feel like I felt like that too when I left.
Yes. And so I actually called Governor McMaster and asked him if I could have a job in his office. I pitched a job, and I liked it okay, but I wasn't happy in the job because I had worked for the president. And so it's just so different of working hard for something that I believed in. And it was just very different when I got home to South Carolina. And so I kept praying and asking God to show me what else I could do. What more could I do for his kingdom to glorify him? Where did he want me to take my career? And I remember one night I laid down and I cried really hard. And I was like, God, this is just not it. I just know there's something more out there. And I woke up the next morning with this idea in my head.
Wow.
I sat up straight in the bed and said, I'm going to start a makeup line inspired by women of the Bible. And then I went on a power walk with my mother. And for the next 45 minutes, the ideas just poured out of my mouth. We'll have Lydia eyeshadow and Rahab red lipstick and Mary can be pink, red blood of
chills.
Jesus.
I did too. I literally just got chills. Like
it was, so somebody, Sam Sorbo actually was like, Hope, that is called a divine download.
it is.
And I
That
was like,
is.
yeah, it is, because they came out of nowhere and just poured out of my mouth. And, I grew up doing pageants and dance competitions.
I was gonna ask. You're very put together and
Thank you.
very beautiful. Like if I mean, obviously, makeup has been like a part of your background and what you're doing. And wow, like.
Yeah,
this is just
so
amazing.
it was just always something fun. And, pageants taught me my entire life, how to talk to people, how to be poised and elegant. But it also taught me how to be confident in myself and all that I can do, whether it was having to do talent and working on dance or getting ready and learning how to do my makeup and learning the value of putting yourself together every single morning. I think that's something that the pandemic stripped from a lot of young women these days.
Yep.
And now you see girls like walking around the grocery store in their pajamas and I'm like, no, honey, it makes you feel so good to just get dressed.
My mom
there's power in it.
always used to say, she's like, if you look good, you feel good.
Right.
Absolutely.
My mom was a
And she
dance
would get
teacher,
ready
so she
every
would
day.
say, you only dance good when you like your outfit.
That's
She
true.
also, every day when I got out of the car, would say, you need lip gloss. And now I sell lip gloss. So my
Isn't
mom
the
was
same
tough
true?
to
Like, don't
beat.
people say, like, I work out better if I have a cute workout outfit?
Yeah,
I'm like, I
of
will
course.
go work out
And
if I
I
have a
did
cute.
dance better if I liked my outfit,
Yes.
because you look in the mirror. And Esther, you just said it was your favorite story. So before she went before the king, she had to go through 18 months of beauty treatments. So that just shows that the Bible mentioned that. It shows the power of a woman in enhancing and just relishing the beauty that God has already given her and just of appreciating it. God loves beauty. And I think a lot of times the church will tell women your beauty doesn't matter. The way you look doesn't matter. Only Jesus in your heart. Like, it just matters what's on the inside. And if that was true, God would not have made us physical beings. That would also be in the Bible, that it doesn't matter. But, if you look at Song of Songs and how Jesus, the depiction of how Jesus sees us, you see how he says, you are so beautiful. You are altogether lovely. That one look of your eyes in my direction captured my soul. That he loves everything about us. He has designed us uniquely, fearfully, and wonderfully made from the inside out. And so when we put down what God has created, we're putting down him as well. So we should appreciate the way he's made us and know that we are wonderfully, fearfully, and beautifully made. We would never look out like over the Texas sky or over, at a little flower and say, it doesn't matter. Like, God doesn't actually appreciate beauty. So why would we do that to ourselves too? So I've tried to get more and more women to just appreciate what God has given them and be confident in it.
Well, we were talking about that earlier. We had another guest on and we were talking about how there seems to have been this movement, especially, I don't know if I guess they're Gen Zers. We're still figuring out this whole Gen Z thing. Yes. But it's like, how much can you not take care of yourself?
Right.
Right. What
Yes.
can you just let yourself go? And that's what you find your identity in. And I was like, well, can we please get back to fixing our hair and taking showers and putting makeup on again? And look, I fell into it too. I mean, I own an athletic line and it's very easy to get very lazy and just throw your athletic clothes on. And I'm like, I'm kind of to the point where I miss putting dresses on.
Oh, I love
miss
it.
wearing high heels and getting dolled up again.
So
But when it's your business, it's sort of what you.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
Well, of course,
I
like
kinda
it's
do.
like, why would you not be wearing and promoting
Right.
your business?
Right. Maybe I need to
But
start making
there were definitely
dresses.
times
Yeah.
like we would hang out. I'm like, Ames, what are you?
I know.
Are you gonna wear Alexo
I
today?
know.
Which I'm all for, but like I'm trying to match the vibe.
I know.
So.
She was like, what are you wearing to dinner? I was like, probably my leggings and like a shirt and maybe some heels.
Oh my gosh. So the one day that I didn't wear makeup to work at the White House, I got on the elevator with Ivanka and I was like, oh my gosh, I am mortified. I hated my outfit that day. It was like the ugliest outfit in my closet. Why did I even own it? I felt so drab. She was probably wearing Oscar de la Renta and I'm over there in like some clothes from middle school that I still own for some reason because I was
That's
tired.
amazing.
And then another day, I had just gotten back from the beach and I had to be at the White House at like 7 a.m. And that's the day the president asked for a picture with me. I had not on a stitch of makeup. I mean, thankfully, I had a good Key West tan,
Yeah,
but I
tan
had
can
not
do
a
a
stitch
lot.
of makeup on. And I was like, well, this is the trend. See, you should always get yourself together in the
Because
morning.
you just
'Cause
never
you
know.
never know.
You never know.
You never
It was
know.
both of those 2 times that I didn't feel good. And I wanted to say no, but then I was like, how can I tell the president no? He's never
Right.
asked
Missed
for a picture
opportunity.
before.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
great. I love that.
How do you get, I guess that's a good tip because like you said, we've all kind of fell into this lazy-esque kind
Yeah.
of life with the pandemic of not getting ready and just I've done it too, like not put, and I work from home. So it's like even easier
Yeah.
for me to
To not get dressed.
get dressed. But how do you find, I guess it's the motivation or even like you said, to just get ready in the morning. Like I try to do it for yourself, but like sometimes it's just like those days
Yeah.
you showed up to the White House, like you're just like,
You can't. There are days like that. Like there are so many days where I have, gotten up and I've gone for a run outside and then I am sweaty from the outside and then I just
Yes.
never shower. Like I come in and then I immediately start packing orders and then I have to take them to the post office and then there's emails and then there's the grocery store. And so then like it goes all day
Yep.
and I still have sweaty ponytail. So there's days like that. I don't look like this every day.
well, it's
I
for
feel
sure.
like you do,
but-
though. I feel like every time
Thank
I
you.
see you, even in your workout clothes, I'm like, she looks great. Like,
Thank
she's,
you
yeah.
so much. That's so sweet. So somebody the other day reminded me of this quote, and I laughed so hard at it. But Coco Chanel said, "There are no ugly women, only lazy women." And I was like, "Wow, that is so
I've
true."
never heard
I
that
hope that
quote,
I'm not
yeah.
attacked for saying that or canceled. But I mean, she said it, not I. But I mean, like, I kind of agree. Like, it just takes a little bit of
Yeah.
confidence, like mascara, concealer, lip gloss.
I was gonna say, like, what are your go-tos? So for people that have 5 minutes
Yeah.
to run out of the house, like, what will you not leave the house with? Now.
Eyebrows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eyebrows, a little bit of concealer for me because my complexion needs it. Usually I still have acne, sometimes under eye bags. So just a little bit of concealer. I always do my brows, even if it's just like swiping through with a little sealant to keep them in place all day, mascara, and always something on your lips. That's my
Yeah.
pet peeve. When
That is such a
girls don't-
southern. You're a southern girl.
I told you my mom made me put on lipstick every day before I got out of the car. She's like, "You need lip gloss," and
Yes.
I would be like hanging out of the car.
That is
In the
so,
car line.
but that is such a southern thing,
Yeah.
right? Like, did your mom grow
No.
up telling you like don't? So I remember. So I
Not
went to
at
school
all.
at Texas A&M,
Uh-huh.
and there was a girl in my class who the 7 a.m. class. We're all rolling out of bed, like,
Yeah.
hair in a ponytail, just looking awful. And she came in every single day with
Just
her, like she had the lipstick on. And she was like, my mom always told me, like, never leave the house without clean underwear and your lipstick on.
Yes,
I was
yes,
like,
those 2 things.
Those are some tips right
Those
there.
are, I
you
think,
know?
good like
Another
life
southern
tips.
Yes.
thing is I use hot rollers still all the time, and I will put the hot rollers in my hair and then drive. It's usually to church because hot rollers are always a Sunday morning kind
Yes.
of thing.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
you can leave them in your hair while you do your makeup,
Yeah.
but then like they need just a little bit extra to set. So I drive to church
Yeah.
or wherever I'm going with the hot rollers in my hair,
Oh
and
my
then you
gosh.
take the bag with you and you put them in the bag.
It
And
has
it's
been
the
a
best
long
tip.
time since I have hot roll. I have my hot
Yeah, I have
rollers,
hot
but it's been a
rollers.
long time since I have hot
If you
rolled my
want
hair.
a perfect like blowout,
Yes.
that is the way to get it.
But
You
like
just-
which ones? Which size?
the cheapest kind you can find
Like
because they get
Conair.
the hot. Yeah,
Okay.
Conair.
Yeah, that's the one I have. I think
'cause
mine
they
are like
get hot.
purple.
Yeah, purple. That purple set that are just
But
about
like the
an
big,
inch
like
and
the
a half.
big, oh,
No,
inch
they're
and a
like
half
normal,
ones?
yeah.
Yeah, like this
Really?
big.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to use them a lot because it would save time. Like I would do my makeup like back when I had to go into the office all the time because I feel like doing like the barrel.
Yeah,
It's
it does
true.
take a
I
while.
feel like
Mhm.
takes longer.
Yeah, it
But
does.
yeah.
Wow.
Hot rollers.
You just
We're gonna
inspired
be
me. I'm
bringing
gonna go
hot
bust
rollers
out my.
back.
Go do 'em.
I'm gonna go bust
Go do
out
'em.
my my hot rollers when I get home. So you're doing your makeup line full time? Is this your full time
Yes.
career right now? So wow, that was really quick. How long did it take you like
From
jumping
your
in
divine download with
Yes.
your power walk with your mom.
to
So
becoming
that was
full
in,
time
like,
with
yeah.
the company?
April, I opened in October, and then I left the governor's office to take this full time. Just it was becoming so much. I was being asked to be on television for interviews, and so I was like, "Wow! If I'm going to do this, if I truly believe God's given me the vision and the dream to do it, I've got to believe that He will bless it when I take it full time." Because He's going to provide. He is Jehovah Jireh, and He has. I've sold out twice.
Wow.
I have expanded expanded the line twice. So I'm very grateful that God's provided, and I'm also grateful for my parents who let me run Hope Beauty currently out of their basement. And don't
God
make me
for
pay
amazing
rent.
parents.
Yes.
You're going to be taking a picture one day. You know how I love like Steve Jobs and all these like big entrepreneurs will take pictures of their homes that they grew up in, and like Sarah Blakely like takes pictures of her old like condo that she was shipping Spanx out of. You know, you need to take a picture of where you are, and then they'll show one day like where Hope Beauty is going.
For a while, it was in my mom's extra room at her spa. She's an esthetician, and it was also the room that the trash can was in.
Yep.
So every time I would go in to pack orders, I would be like, hello. As I was backing the orders up.
I mean, that's how they
and
all
now
start.
now it's in the basement because we moved studios or spas.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
So now it's in the basement, and
So-
I just live down there.
Well, when you come up with a new product, how long does it take to formulate it and get it to market?
So, okay, this is something very interesting that I'll share with the followers, a secret into the beauty industry. Most of the makeup is pre-made.
Mm-hmm.
They stick it into a different package, and then they sell it at Ulta, Sephora, the drugstore, wherever. So it's all the same makeup. And so there's different tiers of makeup
The
lines.
marketing is just the differentiator.
Right, right. So I am working towards creating my own custom formula because there are still so many ingredients that I don't want in the makeup, because if this is about purity, if this is about teaching girls how to be pure and not use makeup inspired by all of the darkness that's out there, then I feel like the ingredients have to be pure too. But I started this company with like 1 month of savings. Like I just did it.
How much did you put into the business? Like
$6,000.
For those that are wondering how much you put in, I mean,
I think for starting a business, that's pretty low.
Yeah,
it is, but it's a load. It's all you got.
It was the minimum amount of product I could buy to do the lip kits.
How many products did you start your line with?
I had 3 shades of lip kits: lip liner, lipsticks, and lip glosses.
Okay.
And I think I bought 200 of each color.
Okay.
Just
And so
about that.
what's in your line now?
So we still have the lip kits. We have it's the plumping lip glosses, matte lipsticks, and waterproof lip liner. The lip glosses.
That's what you have on right. I'm looking at your lips and I'm like, you guys, I wish we could zoom in on this because the red isn't bleeding into the creases of your mouth.
Liner. Yes. So
Is
it's
that what lip liner
waterproof.
does?
Yes.
It keeps the lipstick
Yes.
from.
Yes.
Why did I never realize
So
that?
I
if
don't
you
know.
don't,
Like I feel like
that's
I've
what
been
makes
using
it-
lip liner my whole life.
I have too, but to accentuate my lips, I never really thought about, does this keep it from bleeding?
And doesn't it also keep it on?
Stays. Yeah, it stays. So I lined my lips just a little bit, and then, or like all the way around.
I can't stop looking because I'm like,
Thank
red
you.
is so hard. I hate
Thank
wearing
you.
red because it bleeds
Yes.
into
You
my
need the
skin.
lip liner because it holds it in and keeps it from like just slowly growing on your face.
Right.
all
What about
day.
teeth? Will it get on your teeth? Is it?
So
is
the
it color
trick for
stay?
that is you stick your finger in your
Yes.
mouth and
The
pull it
finger
out.
trick. Yes.
And I do it, but I already did it today, and then I don't want a red ring on my on my finger.
I've done it before.
Well, you're brave because you're wearing a white dress.
Yes,
so.
I know.
Right. I've
I
done
put
it
it on
before
and
and
then
I
was
don't
like,
have a tissue.
Can't move for the rest of the day. Not like I can in this dress. It's like I'm stuck in it. Right? I can't lift my arms.
Wait, why
past
can't
here.
you move in your
It's
dress?
so tight. It's so tight. I'm gonna be like doing people's makeup later today. Like.
Okay, so you're doing makeup.
Yeah.
Here.
So if
Okay.
the girls spend $50, I'll do their full face of makeup for them.
What?
Yeah. So
Where
I'll-
was I this morning
I know,
when I
we're-
woke up and did my full face of makeup and I need
Come back by
help?
and we'll touch you up.
Okay.
We'll fix you up. So the plumping lip gloss is actually one of the only plumping lip glosses out there that doesn't sting your lips because it uses hyaluronic acid and collagen, cinnamon, cardamom, all the best oils out there like argan. I always say this next one wrong, like mogondin, something like that.
Don't even
and
know what that
jojoba
is.
oil.
Yeah.
So it targets the fat cells in your lips, and instead of stinging them,
I know where we're going after
I know
this.
where we're going to go get. Yeah.
it plumps them up because it infuses them with the water and the oil, so it makes your fat cells in your lips swell. And that's how it plumps your lips instead of causing them to sting.
I like
The
this.
radiant sticks are the highlighter and the bronzer are sparkly to give you the glow, but the blush is a matte color so that you
I
can
like
use
that.
it both ways. Yeah, and sometimes I feel like cream makeup, it makes your skin look really oily.
Yeah.
And then all of our blushes and bronzers are infused with different vitamins and minerals that will protect your skin
Great.
against free radical damage, like from the sun or looking at your phone all day, anything that would destroy your skin cells in your skin. So
I love
it
that.
actually is good for your skin.
Great.
So you basically have everything except like foundation. Are you doing eyeshadow palettes?
I have a Lydia eyeshadow palette.
Okay.
It's currently out of stock. It was limited edition, and I'm having a hard time deciding if I should restock it or do a different woman.
different woman.
Yeah,
Different
Different woman. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I love
limited edition.
limited stuff.
Me too. I love a good limited edition because then once it's gone, it's gone. I hate though when I want to go buy it again.
Well, especially
Yes.
with makeup, because like you find makeup that you're just like a product and you're just like, oh my gosh, I love it. You start using it, and then it seems like everything that I start using it becomes like my go-to. All of a sudden, they're like, oh, we're gonna discontinue this, and I'm like, why?
Dang it! I should have brought 5 of those lipsticks, like when I could. Yeah.
Yeah. So my dream for Hope Beauty is actually for it to be in retail stores like Ulta, Altered State, the Christian girls store in the malls.
See, I didn't realize Altered State was a Christian.
Oh yes, it is.
Oh.
It's all because it's altered state, like you're at the altar, and then you've become in an altered state when you're a Christian because we're new
I didn't know that. I knew they were. Well, I always hear like Christian music playing in there, so I assumed.
I never put that together in my head
Yes.
when I've been in there.
So one day soon, hopefully, and my goal for myself is by Christmas. And so the idea would be that I would do a line of the cheek sticks or the radiant sticks that you can use on your eyes, cheeks, and lips in stores.
Awesome.
Because I kept thinking about it. I was like, am I going to do some kind of tier program with this where girls sell it in their homes, like a Mary Kay or something like that? Because I was like, that would be like a small group thing. Girls could get together, talk about Jesus. It would empower women. But then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, no, this is to get the gospel out there into the hands of people who need it most. And the way to do that is through stores, because that will be all over the nation.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm working hard for. We're working on it like
Awesome.
every day. I'm trying to create that custom formula, get the beautiful colors in. It will probably be 5 to 6 different women of the Bible.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Have you already talked to retailers? Are you getting any pushback from any retailers?
So I've reached out to people who I know would be friendly.
Yeah.
And actually, the people that I get pushback from are people who are just saying, this will never work. Retailers will never accept it. But when you walk in there and explain to a retailer that every other makeup line tells women or sells to women based on what they lack, tells women you're not beautiful enough, you need this lipstick, or your skin is ugly, you need this foundation. Instead of truly empowering women to be who they are, you are brave like Esther, you are loyal, you are wise, you are proud to be a Christian. That is what these women of the Bible inspire us to be. They teach us how to love. They are the influencers that God gave us. And so when you explain like the message behind it of telling women that they're already beautiful, that makeup is just something fun that we do. Yeah. It makes us feel better about ourselves. It's fun. It's not about, of something that we have to do to be beautiful. God's already made us beautiful. And technically, makeup doesn't have the power to do what God already did.
Right.
And so there's 2 Bible verses that I love about adornment, because there's one Bible verse that says, you're not supposed to adorn yourselves with the braiding of your hair or with gold jewelry. It should be on the inside. And there's another verse in Titus 2:10 that explains how to do that. And it says to adorn yourselves with the doctrine of Scripture. So I can't remember if Paul or Peter is the one who said not to braid your hair. He wasn't saying that you cannot get dressed in the morning and look beautiful and feel beautiful. He's saying that shouldn't be the only thing about yourself that you value. Yeah. I think we like to take that as like so literal. Like, you're not supposed to fix your hair. You're only supposed to wear your hair in a bun.
He didn't say hot rollers.
No.
Right. Hot rollers on the list?
Yeah.
Great. I don't braid my hair. Perfect.
I only curl it.
I only curl it.
I don't know how to braid my own hair, so I think I'm okay there.
Yeah. No, we're good.
Yeah.
We're
so
good.
I think sometimes we get a little shy when it comes to stuff like that. But the Bible does tell us we should adorn ourselves with the doctrine of Scripture. And that's exactly what girls do. When they're getting ready and they're putting on this makeup, they're thinking about how to be a leader like Esther or obedient like Mary.
Yeah.
Our cheek duos, blush and bronzer sets are inspired by different biblical locations.
Yeah.
So one is Gethsemane. And somebody told me one day, they were like, oh, that's a little dark, don't you think? Because that's the garden that Jesus prayed in before he was crucified. And I said, do you have a good day every day?
Yeah.
Every day, do you get up and sing Mary's Magnificent song from Luke chapter 2? Or do you have days where you're asking God to take the cup from you? But at the end of it, you still have to pray like Jesus did. Yet not my will, but what yours be done. I don't want to give people some kind of prosperity gospel that just makes them feel good about themselves. I want to teach women real faith of just getting into the word every single day, even in your makeup bag. Get into it in the kitchen. Make recipes that are found in the Bible. Make your children like follow along with you as you go outside and garden. My aunt, we go out and we fix her yard out all the time. And she was telling me a funny story one day about how when she was raising my cousin, how she would go out there and she'd be like, Matthew, center like the weeds in your life. You've got to pull them out. And he'd say, is this a weed, mama? Because we're from South Carolina. And he would pull out the weeds, and she was teaching them as they did it. Like, that's the things that we need to do, of just centering our lives back around the gospel of Jesus, because that's exactly how they lived in biblical times. And we're not out of biblical times. Until Revelation is fulfilled, we are still living in current Bible times, just like they were when they were waiting for Jesus.
Yeah. That's amazing. So like when someone buys your product, do they get the whole story somewhere? I mean, like, you know, if they're buying the Rahab Red, and they're like, I have no idea who Rahab is. Like,
yeah. So on the bottom, it has her Bible verse, like on the sticker label where the shade name is, and then it's all on the website too.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Very
So
cool.
they read her story as they buy the product.
I love it. I love it. So we love this journey. Can you tell people where they can find you? And then we have a few questions to wrap up with you that we're dying to get to. So
Yeah. Y'all can shop Hope Beauty at hopebeautyusa.com, and be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We do special sales, tutorials, devotionals, all those kind of things on our social media too, and that's Hope Beauty USA.
awesome. So what are the three, I just want you to finish this thought, okay?
Okay.
The three traits that got you where you are today.
Determination. Attention to detail. Is that a
Oh,
is that a
yeah.
trait? Attention
Yes.
to detail. You've got to look for the little things, like putting the Bible verse on the bottom of the shade name. Just the tiniest things make people so happy, and they appreciate it. Or when
Yeah.
they get an order when it's wrapped beautifully, things
Yep.
like that make them come back for more, to create the entire experience. I also worked at Disney World in college, and that was their biggest thing: attention
Yep.
to detail. Don't leave any stone unturned.
Yep.
That was the biggest lesson that they taught me. I was actually
That was a good that was a good learning ground, training ground
Yeah.
right
Oh,
there.
yes, yes. So I always joke that I'm just as comfortable playing with kids in a fat suit in the floor, because that's what I had to wear at Disney World, as I am in the room with the most powerful man in the world.
That is amazing. I love that. And a lot of that confidence probably
Yes.
came from those
Yeah,
pageants.
exactly.
Like that
Yes.
is so great. Okay, I love that. Let's see here. Oh, who is the one entrepreneur that you would love to sit down and have coffee with?
You.
There we go.
Well, you know what? We'll get that on the books, and we will absolutely do that. I feel so honored. Thank you. Yes, we'll do that. By the way, we need a coffee sponsor.
Yeah, we definitely
Throwing this out
do.
there because we need an amazing coffee sponsor for this show that believes in the values,
Yes.
that
Yes,
is,
supports
you know,
us, supports women,
Yes.
supports our right to defend ourselves, all those things.
we know you're out
and
there.
supports our need to be caffeinated.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes, to do what we're doing. Okay, last but not least, what do you do? What do you need to unwind after a long day?
Is wine acceptable?
Yeah, of course.
That's in the Bible, Hope.
Is that okay to say? I think just a glass of wine, and honestly, so I live with my mom right now. Full disclosure, I'm 24, but whatever. So we sit down on the back porch and we drink a glass of wine and we talk. We
I
just
love
have
that.
to talk it out
I love
sometimes.
it, yeah.
And also prayer every night before I go to bed. I start my day and end my day reading my Bible. It just sets my mind at ease. Last night I got into the bed and I was like, okay, I've got to at least pull something up on my phone to unwind, because y'all know it's hard to get your brain to
Yeah.
shut off sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes looking at the Bible is the only thing that
Yeah.
will just settle me. And God showed me Song of Songs chapter 4 in the Passion Translation. Like, I'm telling you, all I did was pull open my Bible app, and that is the Bible verse that
Love
came
that.
up.
Yeah.
And it was all about, they said Song of Songs is how Jesus sees you, but it was about how you are clean and you are pure, and how you speak to others and bring out the confidence of others. And I was like, wow, God, okay, this is what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to go speak into others with grace and beauty, and we're going to make others feel good about themselves, because that's what the entire chapter was about. I was
I love that.
amazed by it.
I love
He-
that.
Yeah.
Well,
he blows me away.
you definitely radiate the inner beauty. I mean,
Yes.
obviously you're a
Yes,
beautiful
you
person,
do.
but you
So much.
radiate that, and it is very magnetic. And I know that God has a lot of
Thank you.
huge things in store for you and
Thank
for
you.
your company, and I truly cannot wait to see where
Where-
your company
where
goes. And
it
I can't wait
goes,
to
and
go
I just
buy it in retailers,
it.
even though I want to buy it directly from you, because
Well, we're going to go after this.
way better
because
margins when we buy
need-
direct to consumer.
Yes,
So
yes,
Right.
yes.
to help an entrepreneur. So everyone, please go and check out Hope Beauty. Get yourself some radiant sticks, some non-smudging lip liner
Yes.
and lipstick.
Lip plumper that
Doesn't sting.
Yes, that doesn't sting. So Hope, thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much
you
for
so
joining
much.
us
Thank
today.
you so
We're going to
much.
go get our makeup freshened up, so we'll see you the next time.
Not Your Average Gun Girl Show and its related companies, Alexo Athletica LLC and Stami Tactical LLC, shares information that may potentially have legal implications for its listeners. A reminder that laws vary for each state, and we encourage listeners to seek local legal advice to understand applicable laws. Any items, services, products, and advice mentioned during the Not Your Average Gun Girl Show should be used at your own discretion in accordance with your local and state laws, and you should follow applicable manufacturer's instructions. Not Your Average Gun Girls, Alexo Athletica LLC, and Stami Tactical LLC cannot be held liable for your actions based on the information shared.